Welcome back to Factorio Seablock TSM, episode number 123, I want to say. I have noticed a new problem with our mineral catalyst, and that is these boxes, if you notice to the side, 48 of 48, they're completely full. So we now have to start getting a little bit more sophisticated with our landfill, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to run a belt that we are going to unload to. I might put you on the inside, and I might just oops. Let's just see. Oh no, that's not going to work. I need a bigger one than that. Well, at least there's still room for the catalyst to get in there. But yes, that's basically what I wanted to do. Have it all unload into this guy, who is usually barely tapped. As soon as he fills up with either the catalyst or the gems, he tends to call a train and get rid of it. So doing it this way is probably worthwhile. I imagine these are perhaps dropping fairly fast. Maybe they're not. It's a very long way for it to drop. But at least, you know, I'll be able to come over here and just pick up landfill. Or grab a train, get a train to pick up landfill. That's certainly an option. Now, the other thing is, it's still a while off, but if we come back down to the nuclear, then what we notice fairly quickly is actually, how are you going with this stuff? 10k. Your reorder point's 8. Well, it's gonna jump the queue possibly again before these two even get a look in, but I'm actually okay with that. We'll use slightly less power that way because other processes won't be able to happen. That's probably fine. How are we doing? We're at 29. We've run out here. So it's probably, if we're really lucky, we might be able to get this to finish in one more load, but it's probably 2 more loads, and we don't have a load. I was looking at uranium just before. If we look over sort of 10 minutes, you can see that the consumption is kind of way outstripping production. And that's probably not going to change. I'm considering ripping out a couple of these guys since it's sort of pointless with such a disparity. There you go, we're at 29. That's unfortunate. It seems a little unlikely that one more delivery will be enough to get us to the 40. But I think it's probably worth planning on getting to 40 and how we're going to manage that. So I should probably build up to another 8. Maybe we'll start with 4. 4 more of these guys. Oh, and yes, I did complete Well, I completed building them out. I haven't signaled them properly. It looks like there's still a biter in the middle here, a big electric worm. We'll get to him in due course. The point of doing that, of course, was so that we could perhaps maybe put some plate manufacture in here and here. Well, not just there and there, but all the way along here, actually. So it's probably going to be something like iron plates. Iron ore. Where's the plates? Why does it like to hide? There's a copper plate, so there's an iron plate, right? Iron plate. It won't just be iron plate, it'll be iron plate plus iron ingots, I think. I think that's probably the way I'll do it, although it's possible I'm going to find that I need this just to be iron plates and need a separate one for iron ingots. That is possible. But to start off with, it'll probably work that way. Let's say this is copper plates. Copper plates with that. Confirm. And this one then would probably be tin plates. Tin plates. That one. Now, in addition to the ingots, what we're going to need is cable from this one and this one. Or am I going to do the cables separately? No, I think I'll try and do like the tinned copper wire coming out of here, and copper wire, copper ingots, and copper plates. So these two have three outputs. It's also going to need to be able to accept ingots coming in, probably. Maybe I need to make this glass, which means this one would probably have to be lead. You don't actually need that much lead. But yeah, I think this is going to have to be glass. Is glass one of these? That is a good question. I think not. Glass, it is. There you go. Which means we also need silicon and all these other things. I probably should just extend it another one, because this is probably going to need to go all the way up here. Realistically. That might even be the best thing for me to do now. 29. Yeah, it's going to be a while. Go down to 10k. Go up to 12, that's good. Because this is a slow belt and these are, well, it's the basic belt and these are kind of the level you get in the basic game, there's room between the spacing that you get from here to keep feeding the product that we're actually after, principally going into here out, so that's a good thing. Yeah, they're quite busy now because they've got a choice between a bunch of stuff. What I should probably do is perhaps... Oh, why is this flashing so much? That would be some of the reason. I need some explosives, actually. There were a couple of places along here where we weren't actually able to build the whole... If I can find where they... Oh, here, for example. And there's a gap there, but that should be fairly easy to fix, and I should have fixed that when I first did it. So I need to make some explosives. Not so much the explosives, but the cliff explosives. And I'm not sure where they've gone now. They seem to have been moved from the menu I was familiar with. There you go, cliff explosives. So we need to be able to make grenades and empty barrels. Grenades are these guys. We just need charcoal, which of course we're very light on. But let's come up here and find a way to get some charcoal. Yeah. You full yet? You are full. Wow. Okay. Right, in that case, we should be able to make cliff explosives now. Make one cliff explosive, and then we're short of explosives. Okay. Now I know I have somewhere over here where I'm making explosives, or I was making explosives in a fairly old-fashioned kind of way. See if I can make a few more cliff explosives. Probably have the means to make about 2 more. Yep. I guess I will. They're a little bit slow. But if I combine this trip with... And I don't know why I've got mud and sand on me. They seem particularly unhelpful. And actually you are probably a waste there. So if we make one more quick trip around, where are we? We're running along there. Okay. These guys should have the big electric poles along here. That's part of what we were kind of after. Now, what else needs attending to? I can hear some biters somewhere, but I can't see them. Okay, so I might just shrink you down. Might as well pick up those guys while we're there. Ah, these ones up here. Okay, that's fine. Where was the problem? I need to sort out which these four-way stations as well, because that's slightly incorrect, for sure. And I guess we don't really need both there, but it's probably the best way to make sure everything hangs together. Oh wow, we are now completely out of big electric pole ones. Right, here's an example. So that is one. Where else did we need to do it? Oh, right here. That might be the only other place. Too tempting not to just pick those up. I've got them accumulating in my trash, so I should probably pick that up as well. And it was down here that we had our other issue, I believe. Yes, right there. There we go. So if I take a quick scan now, I can't quite see up to there, so I should probably try to craft another radar. Thanks, buddy. How much stuff do we have now? 96. It doesn't appear to... No, I don't want that stuff getting picked up and left into this zone. I'll never remember that it was in this zone. Don't want to contaminate it. Right, so if we put a radar 3 up here, assuming we actually have power, which we do, it should give us fairly good visibility out this way. Doesn't look like the worms get any worse, as I've said on numerous occasions. All right. Okay, so I think what we'll do is we will set up our post-processing, our Covarics processing for here. 29, we still haven't got enough, though it is up to 13, and no reason why we won't get a load fairly soon. So yeah, we'll set it up, even though it probably won't work. The main thing that I want to do is to ensure that the centrifuge that you use in your Covarics, normally these things want to keep loading themselves up, so if you're not careful, you will get a situation where the centrifuge will overload itself with too many, and then you'd potentially have, say, 80 of the good, the 235, when you actually want let me just see if I can find where these guys are. Uraniums. Just to make a point, it's probably, I don't know if it's worth it to hunt this down now. The shiny uranium, I think it's 235. Whatever. The shiny uranium, you need 40 in the recipe, the Covarics recipe. So what I'm trying to do is ensure that you only have 40 in a centrifuge. And this is very important in the beginning, so that when you have 80, yeah, that's the point of it. When you have 80, it's in 2 rather than all sitting in one machine. And you'll grow your supply that much better from 2 machines rather than 1, of course. So that's why it's worth it. Now, centrifuge. We need concrete, iron gear wheels, and lots of advanced circuits. Okay, so gear wheels. Concrete is over here. And the red circuits, or advanced circuits, or whatever you want to call them. And I don't mind if bots come and pick up my rubbish here. This is where I want them to end up, so it's fine. Uh, 181. I want to get to 200 basically. 96. 200, there you go, 2. Okay, take away all of those alien artifacts, guys. Good on you. Deliver me some replacement stuff. Now, we need another 200 red circuits. So I guess what I'll do is I'll get enough for 4 of these guys. That was largely enough. Okay. I'll get enough to make 4 to begin with. It'll be quite a long time before 4 are fully engaged, but we will obviously in the future enlarge that, because your ability to make nuclear power really depends on a good base of increasing the 235 via Covarics enrichment happening efficiently and as much as you can. I really don't need tinned copper sitting on me. Tinned copper wire. I don't need tinned. I don't need copper wire either. It's 2 spots. Right. Not sure why my bots are out at the moment. They're just struggling to catch up, I guess. You can go up there. Steel. Okay, so that will give us our 4 centrifuges. Okay. Happy? Good. And we can return to the nuclear area. How are they doing? They were actually quite run down. $14K. Okay, so what we want to do is... Do I perhaps want to copy that kind of strategy? Let's see how it might look. If I was doing something like this, I would probably want all these guys to be moved along just a tad. And you would be doing the Kvarix enrichment. Oh, there's a chance of getting... Oh my goodness. Fusion catalyst. Right, okay. Well, I mean, we will be doing nuclear fuel reprocessing. That's very different to the formula in vanilla. Right, so that has to come back. So, the idea would be we would put a certain amount of product out. We would allow that would be the count in, that would be the count out. Actually, these are going to need to be filter inserters. Actually, are they going to need to be filters? Because what I want to do is create a memory cell. We're going to need some power for all of this. Why don't I get a substation too? Just so I am not going to need to worry about power. Possibly should have moved it over here, but that's all right. So I want you to be a memory cell, basically. I want you to copy back on yourself. And I only want you to memorize. Oh, now I need to find the uranium. For realsies this time. Okay, it's not in there. That's the uranium ore. That's not the one I need. I need the processed stuff. Interesting. Centrifuge 2 and 3. Those are not what I'm after. How about I search what? There we go. It's in this one. Okay. Uranium-235 is greater than 0. Output uranium-235. I think that's what I want. So, we need to increment. So when we unload, we want to increment this. That should be a read hand contents pulse. So that should count everything, but only increment this if it happens to be uranium 235. Now this one, what I want to do is times -1 perhaps. So we will output a uranium-235 times -1 also read hand contents pulse, and enable disable only when uranium is greater than 0, and override stack size to 1. We're allowed 40. Why don't we let that be? Actually, what was it? 4? Can be 4. I better just check that our current bonuses hand stack size 1 plus 3. It is 4, so 4 is fine. It should be. What about if it doesn't pick up the full stack? No, I need to make it 1. We'll leave it at 4. So what I am thinking is you need to get a value from there, which is what you're reading. I don't know how this is going to work. Let's just see what happens if I put some of these on here. Absolutely nothing because it's not enabled properly. How about if it's less than or equal to 40? That's probably not going to work either. Because it's multiplying by -1, that doesn't work, of course. Alright, what about if we swap? You are not going to be multiplying by -1. You're going to be multiplying by -1. You're just going to be outputting directly. Now it's added up to 40. I've only got 20. How did that happen? Double counting. You really shouldn't do combinators live. You're not 100% sure how you want to make this work. Let's see. Does this zero this guy? Yeah. Yeah, it's counting it twice. Take that off for the moment. 2. So the problem comes as soon as we have this set up. Okay. We're saying pulse the hand contents. That is correct. I know that if I didn't have this, we'd be fine. Okay, let's start off with we're fine. Yeah, it read 1. Okay. How about that's green wire. Does that make the slightest difference? Probably not. It's just Z to drop one item. Ah, yes, that did work. We only counted one that time. It's not Q, it's Z. You're at 21. Why'd you stop? Less than or equal to 40, 235. It looks like it's disabled. That's 21. Yep. We're disabled. At least this has started up again. How about if that wire is a red wire? Or is that just going to bounce? I think that's not going to work. Pretty sure that's going to give us a nasty... Yes, it's going to go to... No. No. Yeah, that's what I thought would happen. They have to be different coloured wires. Otherwise it does something really stupid. It appears to have cancelled itself at this point though. Pretty sure I've done exactly this before. I don't know why it doesn't want to let me this time. Yep, same result. Less than or equal to 40. How is it that you're getting a result that exceeds 40? This is just so I can read exactly what it's saying. I mean, you can count there's two signals. It's just combining those two signals, isn't it? I wonder if they've changed that behavior, because it shouldn't be. Green should not be conveying 21. It's basically taking it from here, swapping it over here. And coming out with 21. It should... The only one that should say 21 is red. Input is now 21. Our input is 21 because of that. And that's then putting 21 back through this. That's our problem, maybe. Okay, what about if I just put a null combinator here? Okay, so that's only got the 21 green. Okay, so if you go to the back of that one, and this one is basically those in plus 0 output those, so it's nothing, and then we will connect this by red. Okay, that's only showing our 21. Seems a little bit wasteful that we need to have this extra combinator, but at least that way everything got loaded. All right. So this one, we definitely need a mathematics combinator. You can be green to the back. You are times -1. Output those guys, and let's make it a red to go to there. So in other words, when this outputs, it should be outputting, it'll reduce the tally here, and then this one will get to go because it'll be less than or equal to the 40. That's what we're trying to do. Hang on, I need that again. $29. Okay, so if I was to take that 29 and put it here, you can see it's both unloading and picking up, and eventually they all end up back on board because that's okay. Unfortunately, I don't have any more of these to play with. Why don't I temporarily change this rule to 20 just to show you what I really am trying to achieve. Yeah, we'll need to pull all of this out and reset this again. So that's 0. It'd be nice if this showed us how wonderful it was by giving us a 30th one, since we're already down to 11k, but never mind. It's probably going to make it especially hard for us. So now that we're set to just 20, see, now it stops. And if we move, it actually picked up 21, but that's sort of okay. It's back to 20 or 21. Oh, that's right, these guys aren't currently going all the way around. But will be soon. Oh, 2 more. So they don't get picked up. In fact, what's really going to happen is basically this. You get the 2 plus that lot. Oops, not half of them, all of them. And then as they get output, why did that not stop it? We now have 23, but it's only counted to 21. One of these things. Yeah, this here. and I should change this to a filter of Factorio fish so that it doesn't waste a resource like that. Ooh. But I'm going to reset our experiment. So that's at 0 now. $21, and we do actually have 21. Okay, good. So now we put 23 up there. It doesn't count it correctly. For some reason, it does not count it correctly. It's not counting these extra ones, but it's not counting the ones that it's got correctly. It's gone to 23. And that's what I'm trying to avoid with all of this, otherwise it's not worth it. It still says 21 when it was actually 23. Now it's 21 when it's actually 29. Is it as simple as this is just too close? Times -1. See if this makes any difference. You are not actually connected with wires, okay. There you are. And it always gets to 21 for some reason. And if I had to fully unload it before it was allowed to load up again, that would be another way of making it work. If I swap these around so that it actually has the unload happen here and it goes all the way around, it would for sure unload before it would load back up. By which I mean, if that was over there, that was over there, so if you had a wire going over to here, and your input went to there, and you also had red from there, so that's a red 21. Where are they all? I've got 32. Okay. So, yeah, if... let's put them out here. It's loaded all 32. And this didn't even count. Because we never put the wire back. Okay. Silly us. So we put that there so it's a memory cell. We take our 32. We put it out here again. So we got to 21. 21 is the correct answer. Right. Then, when we're done, in theory that goes to there. You know, that does need to be not minus 10. We only count down to 0. Okay. Now I want a few of those, so I'll leave the other ones to come round. How are we doing for time? 58. Oh good, we've got another one. I'll leave it to come round, and I think we may actually have what we want. So I'll move these combinators over so that it kind of fits a little bit more within the domain of this rather than sort of pushed over a little bit. And then we'll stamp it down against these guys as well. So hopefully what we should get is this one will run. It will then unload. The next one will pick up exactly the 40 it needs. It will run. It will then unload. There'll be like 2 extras. So 40 will go in here and 2 will go in here. This one will then run, unload. This one will finish up to 40 and... you know, some extras will go over here. So that's at 21. It says it's at 21. So after it's run, let's just say we get 2 there and then the 21 unload. This should only count down to 0. Which it does. It now actually is completely empty, even though it added some to the area. Look, 2 more. But yes, I think that is the one. So now what I want to do actually is try a mixed belt. Because we're going to have a mixed belt doing this. Oops, Alt back on. We have nothing currently. Now have 2. That's it, 21. We've got 21 in there. Another 2. 21 plus 11. I think we need like 4 more. It's possible. It's possible we'll do it this time. So yeah, that's basically what we wanted. Unloaded everything. Okay. Do I need this guy? I don't actually think so. I want to put that so it's like that. And then each one of these gets a set. So what do we need? We need 3 deciders, 6 arithmetics. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. I probably should have done it after resetting everything to 40, but I didn't, so there you go. Ooh. It's just 2 more we need, guys. Just 2 more. You need to be 40. Oh, yeah, you're not connected. You are not required. I think you're not required. I think that's going to take it to 38. Yes, 38. And you just need something like that. Read hand contents pulse, multiply by -1, read hand contents pulse, enable, disable. And that is our wire connections. So let's do a copy, a quick copy of that. And 1, 2, 3. Oh, they're not loading anything because they have no formula. That's better. Now, this doesn't tell the full story because what we need to do is also feed in here based on the quantity that gets consumed. So we have like a controlled sushi belt, if you will. How much more have we got? 4,500 for 2 more to pop. It's possible. It's not guaranteed, but it is possible. I guess what I want to do is it's only outputting those, right? I need to count both. I basically need this kind of system again, but for the other type of product, which is making this kind of messy. Okay, what we need is a filter inserter. So this is so that to give you the idea of what I mean. I know we're kind of going over time, but it would be nice to have the whole thing done, wouldn't it? So filter inserter, at any time you can, where were these guys again? Were they up? Yes, they were. You can always unload that one if you get some more, okay? Now, let's have a look at what the formula actually takes. It takes 5 uranium-238. So 20 will be in these machines, or actually 40 will be in these machines at any one time. And we probably want a little bit more. Well, if it's going to be 40 and we're going to go to 8 machines, we're going to want like 80 or maybe even 100. So we're going to want to allow about 100 onto the belt. However, we need a means to count that. So what I am suggesting is more combinators, and to do that we're going to need more copper cable and more electronic circuits very soon, so let's run and get them. In fact, should I call this here and finish this in the next episode? Maybe that's a good idea, because it is getting to a point that I have other things I need to do. So yeah, I think we'll finish off this logic in the next episode. Thanks for joining me for this. I'm glad we got to where we have, but it's not quite done. Anyway, thanks for joining me for this, and I look forward to seeing you in the next. Bye bye for now.